All right, so today I'm going to show you how to get started. All right, welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how to get the basics down to start your own mandala project. So you can already see the equipment here that we've gone over. I've got my compass ready to go with a pencil in place. I've got an extra eraser just in case. I've got another pencil to do my drawing with, and I've got my ruler and my square piece of paper. So let's kind of move this stuff for right now. Now, step one is to find the center of this paper. And how I do that is I take my ruler. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit for you. Take my ruler here. And on each side, I'm going to lay my ruler flush. So I'm going to put 0 at one of the corners. You'll see that it's about 8.5 inches. I'm going to then make a mark in the middle. So half of 8.5 is 4 1/4. So I'm going to go to 4 and then go over to the 1/4 mark, and I'm going to make a little dash so I know where that is. And I'm going to do that on all 4 sides of my paper. So really quickly, 4.5 or 4 1/4, excuse me. And then one more time. So in a total, you're making 4 little dash marks. Okay. Once you have those marks, let's zoom back out. I know they're really kind of difficult to see, but I want to keep them small. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to connect the two just like this, so that way they make a cross right in the center of my paper. And that found me the exact center of my paper. Now, here's kind of where the fun begins. So what I can do now is I want to make the rings for my mandala. I want to figure out where I want my circles to go. So what I can do now is, we'll just kind of stick on this side right here from the center. I'm going to pick one of these lines, and I'm just going to make some marks for where I want my rings of my mandala to be. If I want to be precise, I could actually use a ruler. But for right now, I'm just going to put a couple of dashes wherever I want. So 1, let's see, 2, let's make this one close, 3, a little bit wider, and 4 right there. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take my compass, excuse me, and make sure everything is lined up the way I want it. And the needle point is always going to go in the center, and I'm going to line up the pencil point with each of these dashes that I made. So take my needle, just kind of press it in the center, and then I'm going to adjust accordingly so it's right about where I want it, like that. So let's zoom back out. And as you recall, hold your compass at about a 45-degree angle. So we don't want to hold it vertically like this. We want to hold it at about a 45-degree angle like this, not flat, kind of in the middle between standing perfectly tall. So I've made sure it lined up with that dash, and I'm just going to hold it, and I'm just going to rotate my paper nice and carefully. And if yours didn't line up perfectly with your dash like mine didn't right there, that's really not the end of the world. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other two. Put my needle point in the middle, adjust my compass to where I want it, hold it at a 45-degree angle, and rotate my paper. Adjust my compass, and this might take a couple of tries. I've already put a little tiny hole in the center of my paper. Honestly, that's not a big deal. But if you end up making a really big hole in the center of your paper, we got to figure out something. We don't want to move the needle point as much. We want to just try to keep that as stable as we can. And I'm really not holding it down to it. I'm just kind of applying a little bit of pressure so that way the paper doesn't go everywhere. And let's do the last one. And I'm keeping them nice and light because I can always darken them later. And there you have it. Now you have a great starting point for your mandala. And you can go in, you can add more rings if you want, you can erase them. To separate this into 8 sections, because you can see right now we've got 4 slices, as I call them. All I need to do is take my ruler and the center point and draw a line to each corner. So let's just do that real quick so you can see that process. So I take my ruler, put my pencil in the center, I line up this edge with that corner too. So just like this. So you can see how it's lined up with the center and the corner. Make sure that's absolutely there. Then I can just very carefully draw that line, and boom, I now have 2 sections where there used to be 1. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on all 4 sections really quick so you can see what it looks like. And the last one. And there you have it. I've got my 8-sectioned mandala design just ready to be filled in with whatever patterns, designs that you wish. Thanks for following along.